Give it a little shimmy. Oh yeah. Hello starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. I make videos to inspire you to be the best version of yourself and live your dreams. So if you want to be an Everyday Starlet, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Today is a very exciting video for me because I have been in the process of creating an amazing project that I'm so excited about, and yeah, I'm ready to launch the initial phase of it. This is actually, it's exciting, it's a little bit nervous because it's kind of, I've been working on this for a while, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the project and how it came to be, and just talk to you guys about it a little bit. So I'm launching a new brand. It is a brainchild that I have been working on most of this year, 2021. 2020 was kind of a year of crumbling. Actually, the last few years have kind of been years of crumbling, and now I'm rebuilding. And I think, like most people, the things that have been going on, especially the last year, and for me the last few years, have really caused me to take stock of my life and just, I don't know, look at, it sounds so cheesy, but try to find my purpose. So over the past year, I've been doing a lot of inner work. I've been trying to connect to my spirituality and just really trying to figure out where I want to go with my life and what the future, what I want my future to look like. And a lot of things kind of came to an end, so to speak, you know, going through divorce. And you know, for those of you that don't know, I've mentioned it a few times on my channel, even though it's not the focus of my channel, but I worked as a stand-up comedian for 15 years, and you know, I had kind of felt a call to transition out of that for a long time. I think this past few years has kind of been a wake-up call to, like, yeah, maybe it's time to transition out of that. I will admit I do miss the stage. I don't necessarily miss doing stand-up, and I don't really think, I mean, that could be a whole video in itself, but stand-up comedy is not what it used to be. It's just it's a different world now, and you know, it's a beautiful experience. It's something I genuinely appreciated doing, but just, it's not my future. So, yeah, and then I've had Everyday Starlet for, oh my god, don't make me do the math. I'm not going to do the math in my head. But I've had this for quite a few years. I want to say, oh my god, did I start this in 2013? I think. So you guys do the math. But it's been a while. You know, I love this brand. I love this space. I have been feeling a bit of a pull away from it for a lot of different reasons. I could do a whole video just on that, but you know, I didn't really want to continue. I still love beauty. I still love the beauty industry. I have been feeling a little bit, beauty blogging does tend to contribute a lot to mass consumerism, and it just was something that I just didn't really feel as called to be pushing as much, although I do still love beauty and makeup and probably always will. And also, this channel, this space, this brand was created based on my love and obsession with old Hollywood glamour, which I still love the aesthetic. But I do think, if anything, this past year has really opened my eyes to probably a lot of things that I already knew, but yeah, just so many things in Hollywood, and I'm not going to get into that because that's not what this video or this channel is about. But you know, I'm much more awake now than I was before, and not woke, but awake. Just saying. If you know, you know. So I'm not abandoning the aesthetic. I'm not abandoning this channel. I'm not abandoning my brand. It just felt, I was just feeling a call to something else, and I wasn't really sure what. I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of crying, a lot of just journaling and meditating, and I just did a lot of stuff. I actually did a channel reading last year, which, if that's not your thing, that's cool. I wasn't really sure how I felt about it going into it. It kind of just came into my life, which is probably because it needed to. And in the channel reading, one of the things I asked was what should be the next step in my career. And the first thing she said was dance. And then she kind of looked at me and went, do you even have any dance experience? And it's weird because on the surface, I don't think of myself as having, like, as being a dancer. A lot of people look at me and my boob size and think she's probably a dancer, but that's a different thing. So yeah, I sat with that for a long time, and the more I sat with it, the more I thought, wow, I do have a lot of dance experience, some formal dance training, and some very informal dance training, and some somewhere in between. So I'll just give you, before I actually tell you exactly what it is that I'm doing, I wanted to give you a little rundown of my my dance background. And my dance background started young, but not in the traditional sense. I wanted to dance. I wanted to take dance classes desperately when I was a kid. My parents wouldn't let me. A lot of reasons. I think, for one, my mom she knew nothing about dance classes or dance schools. She'd heard a lot of horror stories about mean teachers. She didn't seem to mind about mean teachers in my actual school, but whatever. Mean dance teachers, and, you know, a lot of eating disorders and things that got associated with, you know, dance competitions and things like that. And she just didn't really want to get involved in that. But I begged and begged and begged and begged. And, you know, she's stubborn. She didn't back down. And so yeah, so I ended up trying to teach myself, and teaching myself dance it was a combination of a lot of things. First of all, I would get every VHS tape. Yes, I'm aging myself. Kids, if you don't know what that is, Google it. I don't even know if Google knows what VHS tapes are at this point, but anyway, I get every VHS tape on, like, dance classes, and I used to watch MTV because, yes, kids, MTV used to actually show music videos, and I would actually take blank VHS tapes and a VCR. God, this is making me sound old. And I would actually try to record the music videos, because there was no internet back then, so you couldn't just Google it and go on the internet and find a music video. I would record music videos of some videos that had dance moves in them, and then I would just play them over and over and over again and, like, try to teach myself the dance moves. I honestly, Janet Jackson and Bobby Brown were probably two of my top music video dance instructors. And I would also, like, just, I think I did this instinctually. I would just sometimes, like, after school or on the weekends or something, no matter what I was feeling or what was going on in my life, I would just, like, go to my room and shut the door and turn on some music and just dance. Like, I was just, like, at a dance party, and which, I mean, that was my life. Like, dancing was truly my life. But I didn't really know that it was, because I felt like I had to have formal dance training in order to be a dancer. My first official dance class I ever took was actually in high school. And that was because my high school temporarily tried out having a dance teacher come in and teach a dance class in place of gym, so you could do that for, like, your gym class credits. Yeah, I think I did that my sophomore year and my senior year, and loved it. It was really more of a movement class because everybody in the class was at different levels. Some people had been dancing their whole lives, some people had never danced before. It was all women that signed up for the class. I mean, anyone could sign up for the class, but it was really just women that wanted to do the class. I loved it. I loved the teacher, and I did not love a lot of my teachers. But yeah, I felt so comfortable, you know. I picked up basic steps pretty quickly. I also joined the drama club in high school, so I got to know basic, like, theater steps, like your box step and step all change and just basic stuff like that. So between that and my self-teaching, I kind of, you know, did my own thing. I was also, like, I was a super, super shy kid. Anybody that knows me, I think most people that knew me probably before I started doing stand-up comedy had never heard me speak before. I was incredibly, incredibly shy, except in drama when I was up on the stage. I loved the stage and theater and stuff like that, but anything else, I was, like, so shy and quiet. But school dances, there was music playing, I was dancing. Didn't care, didn't wait for someone to ask me to dance, I just danced, because if I hear music, I'ma dance, okay? I'm telling you, I live by the words of Gloria Stefan, the rhythm is going to get you. dance classes for a long time, at least when I was young, it was like tap, jazz, ballet. That was it. Like, that's all you had. And back, you know, I was after high school, the hip hop dance craze, like hip hop dancing, taking hip hop classes was starting to get popular. But in my area where I lived, there were not a lot of options. There was like one school that was actually teaching a hip hop dance class. I think they didn't even call it that at that point. They called it like video dance or something like that or whatever. So I was probably 19 years old the first time I actually went to a dance school. And I signed up for the class. Took the class, loved it, didn't even realize when I signed up for it that we had to do a dance recital that year. And yeah, I picked it up so quickly, which my teacher was always like, how are you picking this up so quickly? So yeah, I did the recital that year. She asked me if I would help out backstage with some of the little kids, which were just little kids taking dance classes in their little tutus. It's just like, oh my God, it melts my heart. And I helped out backstage, and actually one of the other teachers in the school was leaving. She was actually moving away, so she was leaving the school. And she pulled me aside, I remember at the recital, I'll never forget this, and told me that she thought that the owner of the studio was gonna ask me to teach the next year. And I was like, teach dance class? And I was signing up for a lot of summer classes just to try them out, like they did little summer program classes. And I signed up for belly dance because this was long before belly dance was a trend, but my dance teacher who owned the studio had been a professional belly dancer. So I was hip hop, and so I had done hip hop and I was still doing that, and took belly dance. And I also signed up for a class called choreography, which I just thought was coming up with dance steps. And I had kind of been playing around with coming up with my own dance steps on my own for years, just when I was teaching myself. So I just thought it would be fun. Well, it turns out that this choreography class was actually the owner of the studio training you to teach classes in her style of teaching. So then after the summer was over and we're starting up the fall semester again that year, after literally having probably less than a full year of dance training, the owner of the dance studio said, hey, look, you're great with kids. You pick up stuff really quickly. I'd really love if you would help me out with some classes and be an assistant teacher. I mean, the idea of me being a dance teacher was like, oh my God, I was floored. I was just so honored, and I got paid like peanuts. Like, no, it didn't even come close to covering the amount of money I was putting into classes. I started taking private classes in jazz and tap to catch up, but for some reason, like, ballet was always super intimidating to me. And then I remember at one point I went to my boss, the owner of a dance studio, she's my boss, my teacher, and I said, you know, I've kind of thought about trying out ballet, but I feel like that's just way too advanced. Like, you have to have started ballet when you were like 2 or whatever. And she's like, she looked at me and she was like, I really don't think that there's a single dance that I could give you that you couldn't figure out. She says, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because you wanted it so badly and you just had wanted to dance so badly your whole life that it just comes out of you, but it just comes out of you. And that was so meaningful. And I worked at that studio for years. I actually was going through a lot of different things with different jobs, and I went back to college and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And so I taught there through college. And then when I graduated from college, I left the studio because I actually moved a ways away. I moved like an hour away, but I was a little bit too far to be taking classes at the studio. So I moved closer to the city, to Boston, which is the nearest major city to where I live. Took some classes here or there over time. Taking classes got less convenient. I also started doing stand-up comedy, which, you know, stand-up comedy happens a lot in the evenings, and dance classes happen a lot in the evenings. So it was just, I would try to fit in some dance classes here and there. I would try to dance on my own. When I was young, in my early 20s, I would try to go out dancing and people would always like laugh at me because, like, again, if there was music on, I'd be dancing. Like, I didn't care if anybody else was dancing. I didn't care if music was on, I'd be dancing. Yeah, and then I ended up moving back home. God, it's been a few years now. I moved back home. I started taking classes again at my old dance studio. I started teaching again for a little while, and, you know, eventually my schedule you know, got crazy between doing stand-up and starting this blog, and I was getting married, and if you've seen any of my videos about my divorce, you know how well that worked out, but that's a whole other story. And, you know, I've had a lot of responsibilities, taking care of my parents and things like that and whatever. So I hadn't been able to really connect with dancing or take classes like I would have liked to for the past few years. And yeah, then of course 2020 happened and the pandemic. And it was just really interesting because where I live, there's not a lot of dance class options. You know, I don't live in a major city or anything. It's, you know, it's small. It's a big city in New England, but you know, I'm in New England. And so yeah, and there were actually a few people. I started following a lot of burlesque performers, became obsessed with Dita Von Teese, followed a lot of burlesque performers, actually got super obsessed with Ginger Valentine on Instagram, and I knew that she taught classes in LA or in California, and was like, oh my god, I would love to train with her. That was a big dream of mine. And 2020 happened, and I managed to sign up to take her online classes. I do her strip school with her burlesque, which has been like amazing. Probably by far my favorite thing about 2020. And yeah, and I've gotten to take online classes with so many amazing people. I've gotten to take belly dance again. You know, I got to take classes for a while with some of the professional dancers online, of course, from like Crazy Horse in Paris, which is actually really funny to like take an online dance class in French. It is like, the only word I understand is like derriere, but anyway. So yeah, I got to really reconnect with taking dance classes. And so when I was really trying to figure out like what I wanted to do with my life, and then I started doing more, working with some coaches, and then connecting a lot more with my spirituality and learning about the divine feminine energy and how much dance is connected to divine feminine energy. Yeah, I just had an epiphany. It just came to me one day. I was like, I want to teach dance, and I want to connect with my love of dance again, and I want other women to be able to connect with their feminine energy through dance as well. I know that was a long story, but I wanted to give you a little backstory to announce yeah, my new brand, my new project, my new baby, Divine Feminine Dance. And it's honestly, I'm launching the website now. There's going to be so many more exciting things to come. I'm actually figuring out the best way to teach classes and to figure things out. So actually classes and programs and stuff will be coming as soon as I figure out the exact best way to bring that to you. And I may have to try out a few different ways and see how it works. But yeah. Basically, I want to teach dance classes, but it's going to be not necessarily here are the steps and this is a choreographed dance. It's going to be more like a moving meditation. It's going to be less performancy and a little bit more of a spiritual practice. The great thing about this is it can be great for any experience level. If you've never danced before in your life, doesn't matter. And I also really wanted to bring dance to people of all shapes and sizes, every body shape, every body type, because I felt like I didn't pursue dance in ways that I would have liked to pursue them, because I felt like my body was a problem because I didn't have a traditional dancer's body. And my body's not a problem. My body's beautiful as your body is beautiful. And your body deserves to move and to dance just like every other body out there. So I wanted to design a program that would be for, you know, every shape and size. And I'm not here to push, you know, weight loss. Obviously movement and personal health is very important to me. But this is not like a program I'm gonna say like you're gonna burn this many calories, you're gonna lose this much weight. It's not about that. It's about moving your body. It's about connecting to your body. As women, we spend so much time in our minds, in our heads. Like, society and the world keeps us so much in our heads, and I want to encourage women to like connect to their body, connect to their sensuality, connect to their creativity, connect to their emotions, and just let out any emotions that might get stuck in there. I mean, you know, I feel like in today's world we're taught to suppress our emotions, to like keep everything inside and stay small, and I want to encourage people to like be big, be too much, you know, and yeah, so that's the reason why I designed Divine Feminine Dance. So I'm gonna show you a little intro video that I created to hopefully inspire you to check out more. Welcome to Divine Feminine Dance, a moving meditation designed to help you get into your body, connect to your intuition, reclaim your pleasure, and channel your inner goddess. I'm creatrix Sarah Blodgett, and I designed Divine Feminine Dance to help women get out of their busy mind and into their bodies. I wanted to create a space where women could enjoy dance regardless of their shape or size, because dance truly should be for everybody. Through dance, we can connect to our emotions like anger, sadness, sensuality, joy, and confidence. So join Divine Feminine Dance and connect to the inner goddess within you. So yeah, I'm gonna leave all the information for the website, everything below. You can sign up for the mailing list, stay updated, so when I do actually release programs and classes, as soon as I figure out exactly the best way to do that, you'll get updated and you'll be the first to know. So yeah, any questions or anything, words of encouragement, or any stories about you and your dance background or your dance experience, or how dance has either helped your life or in ways that you wish dance was more part of your life or anything like that, leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Again, all the information for Divine Feminine Dance and the brand will all be in the description box, so be sure you check it out. Be sure you follow me on Instagram. The information will be in the description box below as well. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all so much for watching this video, for taking the time to have me be a part of your life. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support, and I hope you join me next time.